it was giving me a pop up of it was giving me like a pop up of connecting of like granting permission or something, but
That's
I'm
weird.
not. That's weird. Yeah.
You know what else is weird? This goddamn show.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, like this may have been a producer. This is recording, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this entire season may have been a producer's scheme to make more money off of a flop than a hit. There's no way I fail to believe that no one could have looked at the process, or they were at least too far into it before they realized what kind of turd they had on their hands. They're like, oh no. It's like a band-aid, you just gotta rip it off.
Yeah, let's just jump into this. This is I'm not even going to go back. I'm just jump right in. It's that time again. Time for the all-new Culture Cast, which begins right now. This is the all-new Culture Cast. This is Cuz. Well, that's Cuz. I'm Nick. You can't see us, so
Yep.
I don't know why I'm saying,
Yep.
why I'm pointing.
But, I'm Cuz.
You're Cuz.
I am a copyrighted character. C-U-Z.
You're
Z's if you want.
You're our Rich Evans.
Exactly. Fat, drunk, and stupid.
But
extremely knowledgeable when it comes to the nerds shit.
So we're talking Halo, the TV show, which I remember seeing ads for Halo, a show coming out. And I'm like, okay, sure. They've been trying to make a movie of whatever for like a billion years, it seems like. So
yeah,
sure, maybe it'll be better as a show. I wasn't going to watch it because I don't know. But then you texted me like, hey, we should podcast on Halo. And I thought, well, I got a Paramount Plus subscription. Why not? It's good for another month or so. I could throw another show on there while I'm at it. And oh my God, this show is. I'm going to be upfront. I know absolutely nothing about Halo. I maybe played the game once on the multiplayer 15 years ago.
Back in the day.
Back when it was brand new. I couldn't even tell you which Halo it was.
See, this is where you and I differ. Now, I wouldn't call myself like a mega fan in the sense of like I've read all the tie-in like books and like comics, stuff like that. I would call myself a core Halo fan. I got Halo 1 on the original Xbox. I got Halo 2 on the original Xbox. I got Halo 3 on the 360. And I even got Halo 4. I didn't buy the next Xbox. I've not played 5 and 6, but suffice to say, the original. I'm like an original trilogy fan when it comes to Star Wars. Like the original games, brilliant, fucking brilliant. Love them. There is story in there. There's a lot of lore, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's dumb, fun, and you get to shoot aliens in the face. That's it. How do they fuck it up?
And that's all I know about Halo. It's just like it takes place in the future. The main character is like a badass soldier, and he shoots aliens who are trying to wipe out humanity. Standard video game plot line.
Very cut and dry. There's us and them.
And you know, and there's something called a halo, a big ring. And you know, it's a show, so they gotta flesh it out and probably make some changes here and there. You know, that comes with the territory. But so I go into this show blind, and you know, the first 20 minutes are like, okay, this is a pretty exciting action scene. You know, they have the aliens attack, they like wipe out that whole community, and the Spartans come and they shoot them up, and there's a couple of clever point of view shots that the series did not overuse because there are like 3 action scenes throughout the entire series. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. And then the first episode goes, he touches that artifact, and then he takes that the survivor hostage, and so there's things going on there. And it's like, okay, this is building, this is interesting. All right, I'm with you. And then he decides like, no, something's not right, and he decides to save the hostage from being killed.
Right.
And this is where I first thought things are going to go south, aren't they? When he takes off his helmet at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And I always thought it's kind of like, does he take off his helmet in the game? I always thought he had it on. It's like taking Michael Myers' mask off. It happens, but it's done sparingly.
In the core Halo games, like, because I consider these like basically main trilogy and then epilogue, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So like in Halo 1, at the end of that game, he does take the helmet off, but it's off screen, so you actually don't see it because it's low resolution. And I think if you got the legendary ending of Halo 4, he takes the armor off, but it's like a close up of the eye, so you don't really see anything. Again, which is fine, but throughout the rest of the series, it's not a thing he does. He's not popping that thing off every 30 seconds. All right, that thing stays on him the whole trilogy. I'm pretty sure he pisses and shits in the entire suit. It does not come off. Here, it just goes on and off like a jacket. Like, he just is popping that sucker on and off all the time.
It seemed weird. So I thought, I could see fans upset about that. And then the next 4 episodes, and this is the big problem I had with the show, it's fucking boring.
They realized they had to deliver 9 episodes worth of content. So by God, they have to scrape that barrel, really milk it. Because I will say this, episode 1, if it's being like, a lot of these TV shows are like basically long movies. Essentially, episode 1's your first act. This tells you everything you need to know about what the show is going to be. And you know what? The first episode, it's not a bad setup for like, how do you make a Halo series for non-Halo people? Yeah. You know what? It worked for The Mandalorian. It worked for The Witcher. It's working for Obi-Wan. You get a tough male hero. He's teamed up with a cute tiny girl or tiny creature, and they have to go on adventures. That's not a bad setup for the first show of Halo. But very quickly, after episode 2, they drop that show. That show no longer is happening. They decide, but somehow they don't get rid of Quan. Like she's still.
Oh my God, that was, we were texting this the other night. I fucking hated Quan and her goddamn story. I didn't give 2 shits about anything. It didn't connect. Like, I don't know if they were inspired by like Game of Thrones, where like there's all these like tangent storylines going off, but like, I didn't give a fuck about Quan or her planet Magridal. I kept thinking of Encanto because that's the family's name in there. And I didn't give a shit about that. Like, I don't understand what they were like rebelling against. Because like, I guess like the humans, they're like from what I can gather, they were like a colony that didn't like the Reach people. The government that's on Reach, but for reasons unknown, and then suddenly when the resistance is gone, that government takes over and they give a mustache twirling villain to be in charge of it. But I don't know why he's evil. Like, I mean, he kills the rebels, fine, but like what is he doing that's like super evil? Because he's supposed to be on the side of the good guys, so to speak,
right?
And it's like like what? And then she goes back to the planet. She gets the rest of the resistance either killed or arrested. She gets her aunt, who had nothing to do with it, killed. She like murders everyone she knows just by existing.
Yeah.
And then she goes to the desert to find like these witches who tell her that I don't understand what the fuck that was about. Like, was there a portal on the planet that the family had to? What? I don't know. What were they? I fell asleep quite frequently during this show, so I might have missed some things.
Well, as I can't remember if I texted you this or if I just said this to Megan. I was like, "Oh, wait, we're back on Planet Who Gives a Shit with like, I don't care and Dave Chappelle. Megan called him Dave Chappelle Spartan. The guy kind of looks like Dave Chappelle.
He does. Bokeem something or other, who also has a small role in Ghostbusters Afterlife. But I thought like maybe this will link back up in the end, but it doesn't. Like when I realized the second or third to last episode was going to solely focus on this plot line, I'm like, they're not going to connect back with it. And then she like dispatches the bad guy, and there's like that triumphant look in her, like, job done. I'm like, this is the last we're going to see of this character, aren't we? And I was so right. But like, I don't understand. She kills like the bad guy on that planet.
Right.
You know, that's not going to solve any problems. The military's just going to come back
with another bad guy, with another asshole.
Well, I don't get it. Like, is Planet Reach good or bad? Or is it supposed to be morally gray? Like, what are they doing that's so bad that people don't like them? I don't know. They never established this.
I mean, I will say this, like, the show, like, Halo is very much like, it's kind of fun sci-fi, like, the aliens have purple blood and stuff like that, but, like, there are times in the show where it's, like, unnecessarily violent and unnecessarily, like, sexy, where it's, like, I feel like children are supposed to watch this. Like, there are little mega blocks of Halo figures. Kids generally like Halo, and you have a scene of, I guess we're showing he's the bad guy, fucking executing prisoners one at a time with his fucking gun. Like, holy shit!
And don't forget the scene of, getting to see Master Chief's ass.
We see a lot of asses in this show. Everybody's showing the bad guy Planet Who Gives a Shit shows off his ass. Kai shows off her ass. I'm surprised Captain Keys and Halsey didn't show off their asses at some point. Everybody's getting naked. Yeah. Are you telling me that the fucking bad guy wasn't too old? Oh. That fucker's at least in his 50s, and he's showing that bare ass.
That is true. That was true. I don't know where they're going with that storyline. Why they needed to include it? You could have. Could have been like. It could have been, hey, Soren, watch this girl. She has no family. And she's like, all right, I'll live here. And that'll be the last you see of her. And that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But.
Like I was thinking the closest you could do, like, did you ever see season 2 of The Mandalorian?
I haven't seen season 1.
Oh, okay.
So I have no concept of what happens other than Baby Yoda.
Besides Baby Yoda. In season 2, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but generally our heroes pick up a third character. She's with them for one episode and then bits of the next episode, and then we don't see him again because that story's done. It should have just been that with Quan. Thank you for saving me, Master Chief. I hope you find what you're looking for. That's it. Instead, we keep coming back to her to remind the audience that this character exists, and she wants to restart the revolution but has no skills. And apparently she has money, even though they're rebels, and they have a space tower, which presumably fuels the government, but the government controls the planet, so did they just did the government just not fuck with them because they had the oil? Like they had oil money?
You raise excellent points. I have no idea. It made no sense. Like, I get her family's rich, but like, how is she going to access that money? She's criminal number 1.
Yeah.
And how come her aunt was allowed to live? Like the rebel's brother, even if she had nothing to do with it, the government would like yoink, we're going to take you and torture you for information.
And like going back to the Star Wars comparison, remember how Yavin 4 and Hoth, they were kind of hidden into the environment. That way the Empire couldn't just bomb them from orbit. Instead, their base is out in the middle of a fucking desert with a giant pole that goes all the way up to the atmosphere. That's a thing in Halo. They have sky elevators. Like, not really the best plan for, hiding out from the totalitarian government.
Well, they had that half wall that protected their town, so they're fine.
Yeah, did a great job against the 10-foot aliens that came in and murdered everyone. I will say this: the last thing I do want to talk about with Quan's shitty town is this show takes place in like the 2500s. So I'm not sure how far in advance Star Trek's like the Next Generation, like 24 or something. But somehow
Picard just turned to like the 20. Yeah, I think they just turned the century to 2400. I think.
Okay, but
so they're
anyhow,
about 100 years ahead of TNG era.
Yep. Even though they're 100 years ahead of TNG, they somehow still have working Chevy Tahoes from the year 2000. My God, those trucks will last.
Yes, I found the car very strange. I'm watching. I'm like, he has a car, but all the other ships hover. All the other vehicles hover in this universe.
Yeah, like they're. So I will give the show some credit.
No,
like when they're showing, I gotta give it at least a sliver of hope, because there's some things that it's like it pulled a 180. So the few things is that they got the look of a lot of things right. Like whenever they're at the Unity base and you see the Marines, and you see the Warthogs, it's like, wow, that looks exactly how it is. And that's the kind of look of the entire world. But then you get to Planet Whogivesashit, and we're in like a generic sci-fi desert setting. Like the guy has a fancy Escalade. Like it doesn't even look like a Warthog. Like I feel like a lot of the cars in Halo are just the Warthog, but just they add shit onto them, because reasons. But so that's kind of like my one gripe, and my one positive is that they got the look of some things right. Then other things look like they're just pulled from. They look like they had a script for a generic sci-fi show, like on the Sci-Fi Channel, and they're like, well, we got to use these sets somehow.
So that planet is not inspired by like a level on Halo at all?
I'm sure there's probably some deep lore where like, oh, Madrigal was something in this book and you just didn't read enough, you fucking loser. But as far as I know, Reach and the Planet Reach and the High Charity are the only two locations from the game that I know as like your base level vanilla Halo fan. Like I know what those things are.
What was High Charity?
That was the Covenant city in space.
Oh.
They showed a few outside shots, and but it was very, very few and far between. But like, yeah, I will say this: like, I mean, they're just going to be constantly shitting on this show. I fucking hate that the aliens the whole goddamn time had their gobbledygook language. Like what? Like the aliens in the game did speak English. Like, at least scenes where it's just aliens and aliens talking, they spoke English. Why do we have this fucking fake gobbledygook language that this poor actress who had to get naked for Halo? That she had to fucking learn.
McAfee.
Look, Covenant girl, we'll call her, because I'll be honest, I remember a few of the names of Spartans and the characters from the games. That's it.
So she's not from the game, I take it?
No, so in the game, there's no chosen one aspect of it. Just the way it is, and the reason why the Covenant wants to kill humanity is because the Covenant have a religion based on these artifacts left by the Forerunners. That's the people who made those artifacts and the Halo ring. And they believe that they're the inheritors of all this technology. but it doesn't work for them. But for humanity, it does. So basically, humanity's existence invalidates their entire religion. And that's why they're wanting to wipe out humanity. Like, just all of humanity. But here, the show decided to do, like, a chosen one thing where John and McKee are special. Like, in the games proper, the Covenant would not keep a human, like, I don't know, Stockholm Syndrome girl. They would just straight up execute. Like, well, so that was like a weird thing off the gate, and she's wearing this weird fucking outfit. And
with like the high like neck piece that goes around her.
yeah, which I'm like, what? It looks stupid. It's about just as dumb as her little fucking knife, her little fucking sword nail. What the fuck? Why would they think that?
I thought that was something from the game. I really did.
No! I mean, energy swords are a thing from the game. We saw those, so they're like, well, what if she had a tiny one in her little finger, like Inspector Gadget? She had a little Inspector Gadget knife that she could use to stab people if she's within 6 inches. Like, oh my god, that was the dumbest fucking thing. There's many dumb things in the show. That was one of the dumbest fucking things. Was there anything that you liked, Nick, out of this 9-episode Torture Fest?
I will say the final 2 episodes weren't terrible. They kept my interest. I liked Soren. I thought he was pretty fun. And I think the actor knew that he's in a turkey, so he's like, you know what? I'm getting paid for this. I'm just gonna have fun with it, and I don't care. And I think so. He was fun to watch because he's like, I like those characters where they're just mercenaries, but they have like a sense of humor, and he clearly loves like bragging about himself and his exploits, and so he was fun to watch. I liked what was her name? The young the evil scientist's daughter who
Captain Halsey.
Yeah, Captain Halsey's daughter, Miranda. Yeah, I liked her. I liked her like kind of like childlike wonder and innocence, but like how that like slowly gets stripped away as the series goes on. So I enjoyed watching her. Halsey, I don't know what her goal was. I'm so like she's like, we need to make the best of the best, so we're going to kidnap children. So the Spartans in this world are kidnapped children.
Yep.
Okay, got that. But then they dropped this bomb that said, "Oh no, we then cloned you and gave the clone to the parents." Which begs 2 questions. Mm-hmm. Number 1, why didn't they just keep the damn clone and give the parents the real kid back to the parents? And 2, is a clone of John out there in the universe somewhere?
No. So I will say this. All of that whole setup, that is straight from the lore of Halo. So that's them pulling from the games. So the clone was basically supposed to have like a health defect, so that way they would die, and the parents would never notice that, oh, our kid's acting weird and not remembering shit, because they were just like, oh, our kid's dead.
Okay. Was that established in the show? Because I don't remember that. I fell asleep very frequently while watching the show.
I mean, fair enough. Like, it took me a while. Like, it was a true test of endurance to actually push myself through this. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm just finishing it tonight. I got to get it done. That way I can't have this hanging over my head.
I was the same way. Like, well, I promised Charles I was going to do this. All right, let's do this.
I'm so sorry for taking away 9 hours of your life. I am so sorry.
I could have caught up on like the Arrowverse shows I'm behind on, but no, I chose to do this.
When I saw Amblin Entertainment, and then I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. You'd think like there'd be some level of quality. I mean, the only time the show truly feels like it's earned being like existing is during the 3 big action sequences of the show, which are probably the greatest pieces of television, greatest pieces of like, I don't know. I really, I mean, in terms of like the idea of live action Halo, like, yeah, this is pretty much it. You got the Spartans being overpowered badasses, shooting grunts, shooting jackals, killing elites and brutes. Like it's wonderful. It's everything that 8-year-old Charles could have ever wanted if you told him this is what's going to happen. Like it's amazing.
Just don't tell him the rest of it.
No, it just unfortunately there's just like, I mean that whole action stuff probably, okay, out of the 9 hours that the show takes up, I wouldn't be surprised if you told it up, it'd be like 45 minutes at most of those 9 hours. Like
probably.
it doesn't feel very long. Like you could, and I get it. Big CGI battles are expensive. I get that. But for God's sake, this is what people want to see. We don't want to see a bunch of people talking about their feelings.
I know they can't do the big battles every episode. One, like you said, it costs a lot of money. And two, it would get boring real quick. They gotta fill that space with an interesting story. Like I don't know where they were going. Like we were talking a little about Halsey. I still don't know what her goal was, what her end goal was. Like she wanted to see, like she wants to control the Spartans to do her own bidding for. Then she wants that weird artifact because. And then she's okay with what's his name, Master Chief popping out the chip in the back of his spine. Okay,
his ass pill.
Yeah. His enema.
Fucking taking a knife right by your spinal column. Really?
What can go wrong?
Galaxy brain.
You know what's funny about that is, he had Cortana, one of the most insufferable characters I've ever encountered, like guide him. But like Kai, the other one, like she didn't have that.
Girls get it done. I guess.
Yeah, right. This is just woke girl power. This is why I hate it. Why won't girls return my texts?
Signed every sweaty neckbeard.
Men have hashtag men too.
Careful, Nick. That's 75% of our audience.
They'll come back. They'll come back. Hate listening is still listening. It's a lesson I learned from the iCarly commercial that always played right in front of watching Halo.
Oh, thank God! I did not get an iCarly commercial. I got a bunch of other bullshit, but I did not get iCarly.
Oh wait, maybe it wasn't iCarly, but maybe some other Paramount Plus show that was showing the iCarly commercial. But either way, I probably would have enjoyed iCarly more than Halo.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that logic because at least that's, it worked once. All right, iCarly at least worked once. But yeah, I gotta talk about Cortana because this is probably the most fucked up and weirdest aspect of this whole show. Because so they got a whole bunch of different actors, to play these characters, right? No one really from the original games or anything like that, as far as I know, was involved. I'm sure there may have been some producer or something, but the weird thing with Cortana is they got the original actress for Cortana to be live action Cortana.
I heard about that. That's kind of a neat little touch.
Yeah, and if you're going to, it would have been cool if they actually got Master Chief to at least voice him when he's got the helmet on. That'd been neat. Instead, we got.
You didn't like
Paulo,
the charismatic void that is the actor who played Master Chief?
I mean, I love watching paint dry.
The black hole of charisma?
Yeah. You know, I thought he was going to, like, when he had the helmet on, he was making a couple of jokes while he was in, like, soldier mode. I was like, okay, I can work with that. But then the rest of the time, it's him talking about his emotions. And, my God, this Master Chief apparently got a lot of emotions. But, like, so, like, the core of the game's story is that relationship between Chief and Cortana. And for, like, most of the show, I felt that Cortana was manipulative because she was always reporting to Halsey and, like, fucking snitching on Chief. So it's like...
Snitches get stitches.
It's like, I guess, and it's, like, very much like, by the time she does her turncoat thing, it's like the writers got, oh, yeah, Cortana's supposed to be a good guy. It just kind of feels on left field. It's like, oh, I've learned. When did you learn, Cortana? You were spying on Chief the whole time. The whole damn time. You know? Like, at no point did you ever feel like his friend until, like, this last episode, I think, or second to last.
So, here's my take on that. I think as it went along, you could tell she was starting to be disturbed with what Captain Halsey did. But, which is why she eventually turned. But here's my theory. So she was spying on him, watching him have sex, right?
Right, yeah.
And I think because, let's face it, Master Chief's probably never done it before. It was probably over in like 10 seconds. And she just took pity on him and was like, oh, this guy needs my help.
I don't know why the internet got all up in flames. Like, look, it was a lot. Like, it was a sex scene in the technical sense, but, like, come on. They're just, like, lightly touching. Like,
so you texted me. You were texting me for like a week straight about Master Chief's sex scene. Master Chief's sex scene. Did you watch the sex scene yet? I love the sex scene. I'm thinking like, geez, is like, do you have like fan fiction of Master Chief having sex that got you so excited about this? I felt like every text from you was like about Master Chief having sex. I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. Jeez. I get to it and I'm like, well, that's it. They kiss and then it cuts to like the next morning where they're in bed, like any other show would do. Like, was the internet? Because I was unaware of. I guess I don't walk in Halo circles, but I was unaware that there was controversy over this, and like it wasn't even like risque. It was like, considering what they show in the show so far, I was expecting some nudity, like a couple of butt shots or something, but nothing.
I mean, I was expecting a Tommy Wiseau room-esque sex scene. I want to see Master Chief's weird scarred ass, you know, just humping away. Like, that is what I'm paying for. If we're going with X or R-rated Halo, where, like, you see kids' arms being blown off by coveted weapons and, like, weird nudity scenes where you're not expecting there to be nudity, like, go for it. Just straight up go for it. The man's a super soldier. Let's show what that would look like.
So anyway, Master Chief, how's your sex life?
Anyway, I can't talk about it. It's too confidential, Halsey.
I want to see someone edit Tommy Wiseau in Halo the way they edited Tommy Wiseau into Star Wars.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Have Tommy Wiseau direct an episode, or just put him in there. He's like,
have him be the showrunner.
I mean, he probably could do a better job. I mean, he is an alien. Like, he probably could get he probably could understand it a little bit better.
You can't put Tommy Wiseau in there because then there'd be peace between the humans and the Covenant immediately. We should all just learn to love one another.
That'd be amazing. I want to see. You know what? I would pay to see that. Uh, I will say this. Speaking of Halsey, like pretty much for me, every character is varying degrees of awful. Like no one in here I would call a good person. The
I
only
think
people that
Miranda
come,
seemed to be the most pure person.
yeah, but she seemed like for being a scientist, she can't really catch on, and her mom schemes pretty quickly. Like that fucking scene where like you think she's trying, Halsey trying to apologize, and it's like, oh, she's got fucking contacts, like to spy on her. Like, oh my god, you are just the worst. You're
Well, just because you're stupid doesn't make you bad.
yeah. Oh you poor naive daughter of mine. You're you weren't even a player in this game. Like, oh god, but I liked Vanek and I liked Riz. They were the only two Spartans that showed no emotion, had no emotional conflict. They got the job done. Uh, Riz is such a badass. He takes a semi-auto gun and makes it fully auto because that's how powerful he is. And then we just in the first episode where he's like, "Gun's not enough. I have to take this thing of rebar and stab the alien." I'm like, you know what? This is where Halo's got me. I'm like, all right, what else you got? And then it went all downhill from there. Um, I also hated Halsey's weird German science assistant who was like all creepy.
Yeah, he just like pops out of nowhere. Like he's way too. He's a Smithers. You know he was hoping to get some of that Halsey. How come there wasn't a sex scene between those two?
Oh god. Well, the fact that Halsey's on house arrest and they somehow locked in her assistant in that house arrest, you'd think there'd be some like you wouldn't allow that on a house arrest type situation. I don't know, but
He's going to be. Well, I mean, he's dead now, so it doesn't make a difference. But I'm sure their original plan was when Halsey died, he was going to be locked in the casket with Halsey, the same way Smithers was supposed to be locked in the casket with Burns.
oh my god, yeah, he was. Oh, he was so weird.
Like, why is he
So
dedicated
weird.
to the cause so much? Like, what does he get out of this?
He just likes being a creepy bastard, I guess. I mean, he was all like weird with like the Halsey clone that they used to make Cortana, which that was. I mean, that was a whole fucking weird scene, but also accurate to the games.
You know,
So
he
it's
just went in there where no one was looking and touched himself.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm assuming that's what he's getting out of. That's his pay. His being the Igor or Igor.
I almost felt bad on how he died. Not that he died, but that it was just so like
How did he die? I don't remember.
Fake redhead Spartan jumped on the ship and she threw him up into like the ceiling and just I guess I don't know if he snapped her she snapped his neck or what, but threw him in the ceiling. He came down dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Actually, I will tell you that Kai grew on me. She was kind of annoying at first, but you know, near the end of in like the last two episodes, I'm like, okay, the show definitely would say got better, but I think also it got better because it was like building towards something.
Mm.
Like there was a bit of urgency versus before there was like a whole episode of Chief digging holes in the ground looking for a fucking time capsule that he buried when he was 8 years old. like,
Didn't you love
I
it how
keep
the
thinking,
big like push to get the Covenant was something that happened off screen when that whole
yeah,
planet was destroyed? You know what would have been
yeah,
awesome? Here's what would have been awesome. And it would have been
mhm,
devastating and given some emotional weight.
mhm.
If the planet that was destroyed was Planet Who Gives a Shit. Like
yeah,
after Kwan does all that stuff, it's in vain because the Covenant comes back and wipes it out. And then
oh,
and then like we as an audience might be pissed because we spent so time invested, but you spent time invested only for that to be wiped out. And then Chief has a connection because that's like his buddy. Well, not Soren, but the friend the person he agreed to betray the Marines
Right.
for, and it gives what do they call that? Emotional depth. And
it's so simple. Even two idiots on the internet could come up with better solutions. Like, yeah, that's the one other thing like that they didn't really show in the show was that humanity's losing this war. It's like everything's like very clean. Everybody's focusing on like their little squabbles on their backwater planets. Like the Covenant should be the end all be all threat, and like it should be a constant like we're in survival mode. But instead, everything's clean. People seem relaxed. I mean, Chief went out to that one garden and everybody's like walking around. Everybody's having a good time. Nobody's like panicked that fucking aliens could come down at any second and just wipe out everything.
You know what they should have done, at least on Reach? I don't know about the other planets, that they don't know the Covenant actually exists. That's just like a boogeyman rumor. And so everyone's just living their life like, okay, whatever. And only the government knows because they want to keep it quiet so not to have panic. That would have explained everything looking so nice.
I think they had a little. I will say this. I think they may have had a line in there about that, about the Covenant being a boogeyman. But it's so not focused on, or it's so just like off the cuff that you really don't get the sense that that's why. But I mean, that's a way to do it. It's also a way of not showing the aliens, but at the same time, it's like, kind of gives a lot of urgency to humanity's fight, in this war, and why we're willing to kidnap children and turn them into super soldiers because, alien Armageddon.
So was it the Spartans because of this the Covenant? Is that why they made them?
I think in the lore, the Spartans were originally created to fight human resistance, but then by the time that program got up and running, that's when the Covenant invaded. So it's like coincidence. It's like it's a really great coincidence. We got these badass soldiers on our side, and there's a lot of them. There's not just 4.
I was about to say something else I liked, but now I don't remember what it was. Oh, you know what I both hated and liked at the same time? I hated this one character, but because I think you're supposed to hate him. Is in the first episode, and he's one of the resistance fighters, and he's this young kid. And he's like, oh yeah, I faced off against the Marines. They're tough. Like, you never faced off against Spartans. And later on, they hide when the aliens attack. They hide all the kids behind this one shelter, and they're pretty protected because no one knows they're there until that asshole soldier kid guy gets scared and runs like, let me in, alerting to all the aliens, hey, there are people in there, and the aliens wipe out all the kids because that one guy ran and gave their location away.
Yeah, that goes back into the holy shit. We're really committed to being an adult Halo show. Like, no mercy. Sorry, kids.
And there's one of the other kid who was talking to Quan right before she got out of there. And he's like, are we going to die? No, we'll be fine. Well, she'll be fine. You won't be.
Yeah. I'm on the poster. I'm going to make it out of this. Also, I'm pretty sure our first introduction to Quan was her and her shithead friends going off into the woods to find like magic mushrooms.
Yep, they're going to do drugs.
They were getting high as a kite. Maybe they thought like the aliens were just like, man, this is some good shit. I think there's aliens right here.
I was really surprised when they started firing on the kids, and like the alien would like graze one of the kids and their whole arm would just disintegrate with the like, holy crap.
Yeah. It's not funny, but like their like legs are getting blown up. It's like, oh my god. Like Like, this is like, wow, we're really committed to this, aren't we?
Why did the government have to wipe out that town when the thing they were looking for was in the mountains where they already were at?
Um, because Quan and their shithead friend spotted them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So another reason why Quan is the absolute worst. She saw the alien ship, which alerted the aliens to humans, which brought them to the village. So Quan is directly responsible for her whole village getting wiped out.
Everywhere, everything I touch dies is Quan's mantra. Like
Quan is the
everybody,
fucking worst.
she really is. Oh my god! Like I'm surprised that whole asteroid like city didn't get blown up after she left because of some dumbass thing she tried doing, like put out a message to Chief, and then they find it and blow that place to sky high. Like, oh my god, everyone I know is dead. Maybe, girl, maybe you just need to stop. Like, just chillax. Like, you're like what, 13? Like, there's plenty of time for the revolution. All right. Like, you gotta chill, man. You're getting everybody killed in your path. And I have a feeling like if they do a season 2 of Halo, which I don't think they've made an announcement if there is a season 2.
They are.
They are.
I think it was. I could be wrong, but I think they had like a 2-season order. So
Okay. So
seasons two is a coming, folks.
Well, hopefully they listen to like what people are saying of like what we don't want from a Halo show. Like I have a feeling like what the way they're gonna tie Quan and her story. So in the would you like looking at the flashbacks or like some sort of dream sequence with the portals? They show one of the little robots that are on like the Halo ring. So I'm going to assume that the little well is going to be a portal or something that leads you directly to Halo. And that's how they're going to tie Quan's bullshit with Master Chief's bullshit. Which I hope they recast the actress. I'm sorry, she's just bad.
I'm not gonna blame her. I'm truthfully not going to. I just think she was just so poorly written. You couldn't get Meryl
Streep.
Meryl Streep to pull that role off.
It's a thankless job, but somebody's got to do it. Get in there, Meryl. You're a 13-year-old Asian child whose family's just been slaughtered by aliens. Give us your best.
I don't think she's 18, is she? Or I don't think she's 13, is she?
She's young-ish.
I know she's supposed to be a teenager, but
16, let's say 16. That's like a good level of like just dumb enough.
Yeah, the only reason I say 13 would be too young because when they had that flashback bit later on in the season, and her mother's like trying really hard to pair her off with that other guy who comes in. 13 would be a little young. 16 and above would make sense for that to be. So,
I mean, it's the future, man. You know, who knows what's changed between now and then?
Not that much, but
it's yeah. I also let's talk about the biggest problem. What was Master Chief's journey in this show? He starts off as a cold, motionless robot super soldier, and he ends the season as a cold, emotionless robot because Cortana takes over. So, what was his journey? Like, what did we learn? He started off right where he began.
Well, he got in touch with his emotions and learned about his past, but he's still dedicated to like serving the government. I don't know. That's a great question.
Not a damn thing. He learned not a damn thing. And now Cortana took over, so like.
Yeah, so is Master Chief done and now it's just Cortana in his body? Or I guess it's a question for season 2.
I'm sure, like. Is there like an episode of like the original series of Star Trek where a woman takes over Kirk's body or something like that?
It's a
There'll
body
be some
swap
like
episode.
yeah, there'll be something like that where like Cortana's trying to act like a big tough burly man and she's fucking failing. Like that could be funny. I don't know. He'll probably be like he'll have some sort of dream sequence or he'll have some sort of like journey. He'll be back. That dumb bastard. He'll be back and he'll be taking off that stupid helmet again and again and again. He'll take it. He'll put it on just to take it off.
So I'm reading something here on Wikipedia. Executive producer Kiki Wolfkill, awesome name, revealed that the series is a standalone story that takes place within its own silver timeline that is a separate form and inspired by the core canon and lore of the Transmedia franchise rather than a continuation, adaptation, prequel, or sequel. Explain they wish to give the two Halo canons a chance to evolve individually to suit their media. This decision has been compared to how Marvel Studios has adapted the Marvel Comics into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So let's break that down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They did their own version of the story. And you know what? Every adaptation does the exact same thing. Don't try to dress it up, make it sound more important than it actually is. Yeah, we know it's not in the canon of the games. I don't think anyone expected it to be in the canon of the games. But I think they expected it to, like Marvel does its own adaptations to suit their movie, but like they at least pull from the comics and don't
They
make
at least keep the
stupid
core.
stories.
They at least keep the core idea of the stories they're trying to tell. They like this. I remember hearing that about it's the silver timeline as if like that's supposed to be their automatic defense of like, well, this is completely different. Well, it's this new timeline, so it's going to be different, Billy. So like, so I kind of heard that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I mean, you don't want to be. I get like they don't want to be bogged down with how the games play out. That's fine. And you get a chance to reinterpret the material for a new audience. That's a good thing. But with what you interpret or what you come up with is just boring and bad and just like not engaging at all. Like, again, this was a fucking chore to get through. Like, this was not fun. It's not, like I had some good laughs. I like that everyone was terrible to each other. But at the end of the day, like, my time is precious. I got shit to do. I ain't got no time to watch a grown-ass super soldier get in touch with his emotional feelings. I need to see him fucking taking a big gun, shoot an alien in the face, and I'm happy. That whole 13 minutes of episode 5 is the greatest cinematic sequence ever committed to film since Citizen Kane, as far as I'm concerned. Master Chief jumped on a Banshee and then kamikazed the Banshee into another ship. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
I'm not going to lie. That was one of the parts I fell asleep during.
You fell asleep during that part? Oh my
Everything
god.
up to it was so fucking boring that I just dozed. And it's not because I watched it later than at night. Because I've watched other shows later at the same time and I'm like fully engaged. I fell asleep during the show so often. I'm struggling to stay awake. I realized I dozed off at the end of an episode. I'm like, oh shit, let me rewind 5 minutes and find out how that ended. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about the show, but maybe half my complaints would have been found invalid because I didn't doze off during key moments. I will say I didn't fall asleep during the last couple episodes, so that one's on that one. Thumbs up, Nick. But
give yourself. I bet I bet if it was Star Trek Discovery, you would have been gung ho and been like, yeah.
Probably. Like, people love to bitch about Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard. Spoiler alert, they're not that bad. But Jesus Christ, at least they're like engaging at what they're doing. Even at their worst, you're like, okay, I'm with you. But this is just like,
when when they had when like in the beginning when like the most we saw Master Chief in his helmet was him going through like a VR recreation of his home, and that's the most you see him in the fucking costume. That's not good. Like the helmet should. There's a reason. Like people like the Mandalorian, and you know what he has? He's a guy in a mask and a big suit of armor. Doesn't say much. People connected with that character, and now it's like the biggest fucking thing on planet goddamn Earth. People don't need to see the character's face. They like the mask. Okay? Sorry, Robert Downey Jr. People like the Iron Man helmet. Wear the Iron Man helmet.
which,
I guess when you make
I will, in Robert Downey Jr.'s defense, they did have a good compromise in pretty much the entire MCU when he was Iron Man, that he wore the mask, but then they cut into like a close up of him, like, with the lights, which I
right,
think that was a good
compromise.
compromise.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
but then Halo does the same thing. You just see this guy going, "Arr, arr, arr." Like he's just sitting in front of the camera making those stupid fucking faces. Like, "Arr, arr, arr."
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I was reading here. They started filming this show in October 2019.
Oh.
And I guess, if I'm understanding this correctly, I guess they may have gotten through like the first 5 episodes before they had to shut it down for COVID, and they didn't come back until February 2021. Now, obviously, you're that far into a production, can't really course correct or without heavy cost. And they had a date to get this stuff done, and this was a very special effects heavy show. Had this series gone into production after The Mandalorian hit big, do you think there would have been a change with Master Chief?
Absolutely. Yep. Because it's popular. I mean, like I said, it's a format that works. Like it worked in The Mandalorian. It worked in a show like The Witcher, where it's like you have a big tough badass, and you pair him with a smaller little girl or tiny creature. Like it's a formula that works. People like that stuff, and it's like, and honestly, like the whole show should have just been Chief and Cortana, but they don't get to that until like episode 4, I think. Was it 3 or 4? I can't remember when Cortana.
I think it was 4 when Cortana came up.
Yeah, but like, so that whole relationship is very much like, it's weird because again, she's like spying for Halsey, but she's trying to be Chief's friend, but it doesn't feel genuine. So it's like, I think absolutely, if this had, it's kind of like, I'm going to steal a line from Red Letter Media, but like with Ghostbusters 2016, if that went into production after The Force Awakens, it absolutely would have been Ghostbusters Afterlife. Like in terms of being a passing of the torch type of movie, because that's what Ghostbusters Afterlife is essentially, right?
Yes.
So I rest my
maybe,
Your Honor. I rest my case.
We'll see where Ghostbusters Afterlife Part 2 takes us. But fun fact, I just looked up here. Master Chief is the half brother of Levi Schreiber, aka X-Men Origins' very own Sabretooth.
Well, how about that? Nepotism does work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the actor, I don't know. I feel like the actor was trying, but I don't think the material was there to really like. There's actually one scene that I really liked with him. It's that scene after in episode 6 where like Halsey's in the lab and he's fucking telling that story to Cortana about like the ship designer, and he's saying you put a failsafe to everything but one thing, and that's it, the UV thing in the lab. Weird, right? Like the actor is really being. It's like where he's like trying to test Cortana, like if he could shut him down because he's about to fucking nuke Halsey with like a radiation blast to like clean the lab. Like that's probably one of a really good scene with him in because he's like fucking pissed, but also
He's like fucking with her, right?
right where he's like, like you better force me to do it, otherwise your creator is gonna die. And he like pulls her out the last second. He's like, I was testing the limits of your creation, and then I'm like, that's a good scene. Like that's a scene from a much better show. Like I could feel like the actor was trying. Like I like that I was telling a story, and they're like, they were mopping up buckets of the guy for days. I'm like, oh my god, that's horrific. But it's also like it's telling you a story, but also like I remember being really engaged. I was like, man, I wish there were more scenes like that.
Hey,
But instead, it's a lot of
a broke clock is right twice a day.
yeah. In this case, the show's got at least 3 times when it's like really fucking good. And it involves any time that Master Chief has the helmet on and he's just doing what you want to see the character do. You want to see Optimus Prime punch Megatron, all right? You want that. There's like a core lizard brain spectacle that Halo does deliver on. I hope they learn.
It's interesting you make that comparison because Steven Spielberg was the producer on those Transformer movies.
Once again, he's like, how big is the check? That was definitely a how big's this paycheck going to be, Michael? Like, yeah, I don't think do you think Steven Spielberg would be like come out of his Hollywood mansion and be like, you know what, I want to direct Halo, or is he just like, I'm done directing, I made my mark in Hollywood, I did Ready Player One, I only had a show for like 5 days on set. Like,
let's see what's he up to now. I know he dropped out of directing the upcoming Indiana Jones movie.
Oh god, I remember I heard about that.
I mean, they gave it to a good director, but like I'm a little like, oh.
Just, I'd hate to say this, but like, just like Harrison Ford's old, man. Just let the poor man retire. Let him sit in his Hollywood home. Let him read his John Grisham. Like, the guy doesn't need to be doing this shit anymore. He's made his legacy in Hollywood. But you keep rolling up these trucks full of money, and he keeps showing up and putting on that damn fedora.
He loves Indiana Jones. I'll give him credit.
I guess. I wish somebody loved Halo. I mean, that'd be a nice change of pace. This felt like this show truly felt like it was made by people who actively hated everything that made Halo great, or they got the look right but didn't understand why people liked it. Like, it should be like Starship Troopers. Like, you should make a satire, not this like very cold melodrama. You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be like, it should be big and explosive, and like Halo's even got some like, cosmic horror. 'Cause again, the first game has you find a giant fuck off ring in space. Like, that's pretty terrifying. Who made a giant ring? We didn't. Did they? Like, there's a whole mystery. And I don't know. There's other aspects of Halo that they might dive into. Like, what's your season 2 predictions? I'll give mine after you give yours.
I mean, if I knew more of the Halo backstory, maybe I could have a better way to go.
Let me say this. Where would you want the show to go?
I'd want them to actually find the goddamn Halo.
But they
For a
found it
show
in a
named
dream
Halo, there's certainly a lack of Halo in this.
sequence. It's very expensive to animate. Even though we could probably go out to the woods or something and be like, "This is Halo. We're in California. We're in the Halo now."
I'm really shocked that the director of such movies, such as Chainsaw Texas Massacre: The Beginning, Battle Los Angeles, The Wrath of Titans, and Doolittle, directed a bunch of episodes for this show, and it wasn't successful.
Oh God, really? Now,
Yeah.
is Battle Los Angeles? Is that the one with Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah.
Is that one?
Uh-huh.
Fun fact, I actually saw that in theaters when I was a kid, when I was a youngin. Like, I'll give it some credit. Like, that's not like in terms of like, okay, you want a military sci-fi guy? Like, okay, that movie kind of had elements. It wasn't great by any means, but the premise was good. Just like the premise of this could be good. Oh God,
Anyway,
I forgot about the Doctor Doolittle movie with Robert Downey Jr. Hey, I'm done being Iron Man. My next big movie, Doctor fucking Doolittle.
But going back to season 2, I don't know. Maybe have I'm sure they'll resurrect Master Chief, or maybe they'll do a reversal. Master Chief is the inside voice, and Cortana's the outside in control. I don't know what they're going to do with the aliens because their spokesperson's now dead, Makey. So maybe they'll try to like do more of an invasion of humanity, or kidnap more people to find who their next.
What if it's Quan?
Oh fuck no!
Did we ever see Quan touching the artifact?
I don't know. Probably not.
What if it's Quan? Oh my God, that would be the worst reveal of all time.
Did they state if Master Chief's parents are alive or dead? I'm guessing they're dead, but I don't know for sure.
They said that the colony was wiped out by a virus, but that's also as told by the big evil fascist government. So it's possible the parents could still be alive. I mean,
maybe
that
they'll
could
do
be
something with that. Yeah, that could be something. Halsey is still out there, up to no good.
Yeah, Halsey being a fucking Halsey was always kind of like in the games, kind of like an ends justify the means type of person. Where she's like she's got bigger goals, but in this show she's just like a straight up cartoon supervillain. Like she's got body doubles ready, she's got like escape plans, she's got her henchmen. Like she is just beyond. She's like a supervillain evil.
I'm going to say Halsey has a secret lab where she has secret Spartans. And there's going to be the good guy Spartans and the bad guy Spartans. And they're going to face off at some point.
They're going to be Chrome Team. They're different than Silver. I will nerd out for a second. So my two ideas of if they want to keep things interesting. So if they find the Halo ring, there's a third faction in Halo called the Flood, which are basically an alien parasite, which is why the Halo rings were created, because the Halo rings are super weapons that, spoilers for a 20-year-old game, the Halo rings don't kill Flood, they kill the Flood's food source, aka sentient life. So it wipes out all sentient life in order to start out the Flood, and then it restarts civilizations. AKA you got little ancient aliens in there. So
I'm
they
not
can
saying
introduce the
aliens,
Flood.
but it was probably aliens.
It was probably aliens. The one other thing that I only found this out because of the subtitles, and this is something that's relatively new to Halo. So the big alien that Master Chief fights twice, the brute with the big hammer. So in the subtitles, they credit him with the name Atriox, which in some of the more recent Halo games, there's a new faction called the Banished, which was led by a brute character called Atriox, which are like basically a splinter group of the Covenant that basically are like, fuck this shit. They're just basically just out here surviving and conquering. So that could be an interesting thing. If, again, going into like the Covenant is like having its own civil war. So that could be something, especially if like more aliens find out about like humanity and like them having this power. So that could be something they could do for season 2. But honestly, like Master Chief's going to keep taking off that helmet. It's going to keep happening. They're not going to 100% do it. And the thing is, it's not even clever. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even clever with like its shots or like something like that to make it so that way you never truly see his face. Mm-hmm. Like, it's straight up like he's out of the armor. He's in like his like army suit. Like, it's just not clever. And it's not smart. And it just makes me like just sad. It just makes me sad. Like, unless they do something fucking nuts for like a season 2 and like have a trailer that's going to maybe go, whoa! Like, I don't know if I'll come back to this. I might, just because I'm a glutton for pain, but they're going to have to pull something crazy in order for me to get me to watch this again.
I can assure you I will not be watching season 2. I say that now, and watch me. I'm like, oh, I'll check it out.
What if they confirm our theory that Quan is the ultimate evil and everything she touched dies?
I mean, yeah, maybe Quan is secretly half Covenant.
Sure.
Here's what I know they'll do. The Flood's a parasite, right? I don't know how it is in the game, but maybe in the show, it'll be like people are born as the Flood, and as they grow older, that's when they start to infect others. And now the Flood's reach back their powers, and Quan's one of the members of the Flood, unbeknownst to herself. That's why she kills everyone she comes in contact.
I'll given how this show does the adaptation, I'll allow it. That's acceptable. Like, I bet they'll probably do that with like it's like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers type deal instead of being, so that way we can have the Flood talk, because everybody's got to talk and everybody's got to have emotions and everybody's got to have feelings. My God, there are so many feelings in a show called Halo. I'm not saying feelings are bad, but like feelings that actually make me feel.
I gotta give a shout out to actor. I'm gonna butcher his name. Keir Dullea, who in Halo played the big admiral in charge of all the armies. He's only in one episode, but he's most well known for as being Dave Bowman from 2001: A Space Odyssey, who
shit.
I didn't know was still alive. He popped up on screen. I'm like, where do I know that actor from? And then I think I saw the credits. I'm like, wait a second, I know that name. Was that him? And I went back. I'm like, holy shit, he's still alive, and he's in Halo now. Good for him.
He's probably like, I was in one of the greatest science fiction movies ever made, and now I'm reading and now I'm playing doing this shit. Oh my God.
It's a paycheck. He played Fleet Admiral Hood. I think this is when.
Oh my God.
I think he was the one who when they had that big like officer meeting to activate Cortana. I don't know what their names. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Master Chef.
A lot of people on Reddit were calling him Master Cheeks.
So before we finish up here,
Yep.
I have a wonderful Halo story that I want to
Oh,
make
do
sure I
tell.
tell you. It's not great, but I was entertained. So when Halo 2 came out in 2004, I want to say it came out on like a Friday. I'm sorry, it came out on a Friday. I know most games are released on most media is released on a Tuesday, but for some reason
Right.
I felt like this game came out on a Friday. I don't know why, but I don't know. But that's not important to the story. Or maybe it was on. It doesn't matter. A guy on my dorm, he loved Halo and he really wanted to get the new game. And the nearby Walmart, the guy's name is Ken, by the way, and the Walmart, the next town over. I don't know why we didn't go to our local one, but whatever. They're having like a midnight release, and so he's like, let's go. He didn't have a car, so I said, hey, I'll drive you. And I don't think I had class the following day. I was in college during this time, so we drove out to Walmart, and another friend of ours, Erin, she came with us. So we drove out to Walmart, and midnight release, we go to the electronic section of the store, and they had their little end cap display of all the Halo games, and it wasn't really like anything exciting. They didn't have like posters or free giveaways. It's kind of like, oh, it's midnight, the game's out, buy it if you want it. And maybe it was a Monday night going into Tuesday, come to think about it. It'd make more sense for the story. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
uh the guy, my friend, he picks up his game, and we're walking towards um the going to go to the checkout sign, and I jokingly say, hey, we should tell people you got the last game. And Aaron, who's with us, like, no, don't do that, that's me. Like, oh, I don't mean I was going to do it. It'd be funny though. And then this teenage, it wasn't a teenager. He looked like he had to be in middle school. So one, I don't know why the fuck he was up this late. And two, I don't know how the fuck he got to Walmart, because he was there by himself. And this Walmart was not like in like a suburban area. So like you couldn't just walk to it. Like I live near a Walmart. Theoretically, I could walk to it's a distance, but I could walk to it if I wanted to. Um,
Right.
I don't know where this preteen, how he got here. And we're walking, and the kids see, and he was clearly there to get Halo, and the kids saw that we had Halo 2, and he's like, whoa, Halo 2, where I'm here to get that too. And without missing a beat, Aaron turns to him and says, oh, they're all sold out. Now keep in mind, there was like a
Oh.
whole row and display of Halos, and the kid was like, oh, really? And like, yeah. And like, oh, okay. And he turns around and leaves the store.
Oh no.
Now,
Oh
a couple of
no.
things. We like Ken and I bust out laughing because we weren't expecting her to do that, and expecting the kid to believe her. Because like if it was me, I'd be like, I'm going to go double check just to make sure. They might have
Right,
some
yeah,
in the
yeah.
back. You don't know. Um,
Right.
but we justified by saying, if he bought that game, he'd be playing all night and he wouldn't be doing good in school. So, you know,
So you turn around like, you know what? This is a good thing.
yeah,
We did a positive thing.
yeah,
That
we
kid's probably
helped
like
this kid out.
sitting at home listening to this and going like,
So
those
kid,
motherfuckers.
so if there's some kid that lives in Mattoon, Illinois, in the year 2004, and went to go do that midnight release of Halo 2, and couldn't get it because 3 college kids told you that the game was sold out. Sorry. I'm sure you've gotten the
Well,
game by now. Hopefully we didn't turn you off Halo forever.
it's an almost 20-year-old game. Um, well, he learned a valuable lesson. Trust no one.
Yeah. Especially, idiot college kids past midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust no one in a Walmart after 12 a.m. That's the lesson to take away from this. Oh my god, that's a pretty good story.
I actually forgot about that story until I started watching Halo. I'm like, oh my god, that's a thing that actually happened, wasn't it?
I can't remember the last game that anybody has like a. I mean, that was a special era of games where like people actually would line up for like midnight releases at GameStop.
And no one, well, maybe GameStop, but like at the Walmart, no one was there. It was like they just rolled out the cart with the game on it because it was midnight. It was a 24-hour Walmart, so why not? But like, yeah, everything you could buy everything online now, and there's so many copies of games you can get it. Like, you don't need to go to midnight. You can get it, in the morning. Nothing sells out.
The times they are changing. They
Or
are
you can just
changing.
Or you just download the game now. No one buys hard copies.
It's all about digital, baby. But you know what? I got my hard copies, and that's what really matters. And you can't have them.
I'm good.
So I guess that's the real question. Did this show make you want to play the games more or less?
Neither. This is a show that existed. And I haven't had a big interest to play the games thus far. This show has not changed my mind on that aspect.
So you don't want to remove your emotion pill from your ass and start playing Halo?
Because I've done that. I removed my emotion pill from my ass decades ago.
But you gotta remove it in a manly way, with a knife.
Yeah.
Get back on in there.
Not cauterized, just straight out of your sheath and just start digging. Hashtag science.
Yeah. Side note: the other lady Spartan does it. There's not like a pool of blood from like stabbing yourself in the back. She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Just brush my teeth." Oh man. Science. Well, this was not a show. Unlike the first game, which is combat involved, this was not television involved. This was television devolved.
And for a game that was subtitled Combat Evolved, there's certainly a lack of combat that was evolving in this show.
Hey, you know what? The real combat was the emotional journey that we all went on.
Was the friends made along the way.
Yeah, I feel like I survived a war watching through this show. It was a slog. I did my 9 episodes of duty, all right? Never again. I'm just going to wait until it's all out at once and just take one long weekend.
Would you say you did your Call of Duty? Next month on Paramount Plus, Call of Duty.
Oh, God. Some things just don't need to be. Some games just don't need to be shows. Like, let them be. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it. Like, but like, you're missing out what's special by not being involved. You gotta be in that driver's seat. You can't just be a passive observer. I'm sorry. Like, I know that's been like the eternal question. Like, how do we make video games into movies? Just don't. Just stop.
I mean, you're not looking forward to the Mario Brothers movie with Chris Pratt and Charlie Day?
You know what? Unless it's like at the same level of like the Lego movie, where like it's an entire movie full of shit posting, then I'm in for it. But I have a feeling
it's going to be that sort of. I got a gut feeling it's going to be maybe not shit posting per se, but it's going to be that vibe where,
What if it's like a Lego movie vibe where it's like, you know what, this is just genuinely funny, like actually really funny and like really well made, then sure. But you just can't get it right. I mean, this is basic like us versus them, and they fucked it up over 9 episodes. Never again, Nick. Never again. Until season 2. Then we'll do it again.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm all haloed out. Any final closing thoughts?
I have none. This show melted my brain.
It took away 9 hours of my life that I'm never going to get back.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Paramount. Thanks, Spielberg.
Thanks, Spielberg. Why don't you make more crap?
Honestly, I'm. You know what? I know I'm going to get flack for this. I can't wait for the Quan spinoff. Just all Quan all the time.
No, you take that back. Now they're going to do it. You take that back.
Quan is the best character in fiction. She's right up there with. Citizen Kane. A great. She's just like the Kane in Citizen Kane.
There is no Kane in Citizen Kane. All right. Well, next week we'll detox from this because we're going to talk about Twilight and
thank God. Finally, some culture.
Finally, some big time culture. So, cuz, quote unquote, thank you for exposing me to this show. I thought, how bad can this be? Really bad.
I was hooked when I saw the first kid's legs get blown off by by a Covenant weapon. I was like, oh, this could be something. Yeah, I was like, oh, this could be something special. And then it was all downhill from there.
All right, cuz I will. Thanks for hopping on tonight, and I'm sure we'll have a new episode in the future. And for those of you listening to us, thank you for putting up with this. Was probably more entertaining than the actual show. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Cool.
Same Quan time, same Quan channel.
You've been listening to the all-new CultureCast. Follow us on Twitter. Drop us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out his work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Original material copyright 2022. Thanks for listening.
Like, the helmet should... There's a reason, like...
Oh, did we pause out again? Cuz was going on a good rant, too.